And don't forget, glad to be back. It's 8:15. Let's talk to Dr. B. Dr. Brent Wallis, Chief Medical Officer of People's Health. How you doing, Dr. B?
Hey, Tommy, I'm great. How about you?
Hot. Been off for a week doing some stuff outside, and it is just, man, it felt football practice hot.
It's pretty terrible,
Yep.
I know.
Healthy eating is great benefits, of course, from head to toe, but when your food budget's tight, it might be hard to put nutrition first. Dr. B right now from People's Health is going to discuss how some extra planning and know-how can make all the difference. And I guess, Doc, we start with, why is healthy diet important?
Yeah, a healthy diet is really critical to so many things in your body. And right now, like you said, it can be difficult if you're on a budget or with the soaring price of groceries. But when you eat healthy, you really boost your immune system, which protects you from infections. You can strengthen your bones and muscles and actually prevent or manage a lot of those chronic health conditions we see all the time, things like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Those are just some of the benefits of a healthy diet.
What are some of the foods of a healthy diet?
Yeah, so in general, you want to think about, 4 major types of food that you want to try to incorporate into your diet, for every meal. Things like whole grains are very critical. Fruits and vegetables as well. Everybody knows that. Low-fat dairy products. You want to try to stay away from the high fats. And then lean proteins are really important. Things like beans and salmon and other types of fishes. But keep in mind that, healthy eating is going to look different for everybody. It may be personal preference, but it also may require some modifications because of your health condition. So you want to talk to your doctor. They may be able to recommend specific foods you should or shouldn't eat based on your health and also your lifestyle.
I saw a physician yesterday in a break room eating something out of a brightly colored bag, and I thought, you know what? If it's in a brightly colored bag, probably not. What are some tips for eating on a healthy budget, or eating healthy on a budget?
Yeah, like you said, any prepackaged items are usually not as healthy for you. So,
in a brightly colored bag, no doubt.
Yeah, exactly. So, what I tell people to do, and this is actually really simple, but very important, is plan your meals out in advance. The weekend is a great time to kind of think about what do I have on my schedule for next week? What do I think I'm gonna need to eat? And that extra time and effort that you spend up front can really save you a lot of time and preparation. It's going to save you money and then that energy you need to cook during the week. So one of the really most important things and easy things to do is to shop your own pantry. And, everybody's got tons of food in their pantry usually. You want to go through that because there's a lot of things that can be incorporated into meals. Make a list of all those things you have. Throw out the stuff that's no good anymore. An example would be if you've got some leftover black beans from, last week's meal, then you can incorporate those into a new meal, something like a black bean soup. If you've got a half a bag of frozen vegetables in your freezer, then you can actually maybe turn those into a stir fry. And you want to kind of think about when those items are going to go bad because you don't want to waste food. That actually is going to cost you even more money.
How would one go about building the rest of a meal plan?
Yeah, one of the things to do is look for recipes that share ingredients. If you eat something different 7 days a week, it's going to cost you more. So if you find things that use the same types of ingredients, you can use different low-cost herbs and spices that'll help keep the meals feeling fresh. So a good example is, if you really like to eat chicken, rather than buying individual chicken, you can actually get a whole chicken, cook it early in the week, and then use it for several dishes. That'll make it go longer. It's actually less expensive to buy a whole chicken than it is to buy chicken pieces or breast meat and stuff like that. And then you could do chicken and vegetable soup one night, and then do teriyaki chicken with brown rice the next night. And then the other thing that's really important is make sure you check for the sales at your grocery. So wherever you go, there's always going to be items that they're trying to, get you to buy. They're going to put big discounts on those things. You used to be able to go through the newspaper and find out what was on sale. It's actually super easy now. Go to their website, and usually they'll have a sales section. Some of them also have apps where you can get digital coupons that you link to your loyalty card. That way, when you go in and scan your card, you may get, $5, $10 off your entire grocery bill.
And they usually have a brochure when you walk into it, and the store will tell you what's on sale. How about some other tips, Doc?
Yeah, so, some other things to kind of mix it up is try something a little different. Do like meatless Mondays, so at least once a week, try to swap out those animal meats, things like hamburger and chicken, and try a plant-based protein. There's a lot of things you can get. Chickpeas in particular or lentils can be very tasty. They sometimes even have a similar texture to some of those meats. So if you spice them right, they're going to actually taste very good, but they're a lot less expensive than the meat is, and they have a much longer shelf life as well. And then another thing to think about is you can also bulk up your meals with those plant-based proteins. So think about this. If you normally cook about 2 pounds of ground beef for your, Taco Tuesdays, then try cooking 1 pound of beef, but mix in some lentil beans, because that's going to actually mix in with the meat. It's going to give you a similar flavor and texture, but you're not using that expensive item. You're using something a little less expensive.
All right, let's take a break. We'll pick it up with Eating with the Seasons. Dr. Brent Wallis is our guest, Chief Medical Officer of People's Health, talking about healthy eating, but with a tight budget. 821 traffic now, WWL. 825, Tommy Tucker, WWL. Happy to be back from vacation. Eating healthy is great benefits from the top of you to the bottom of you, but when the food budget's tight, might be hard to put that at the top of the list. Dr. B is here from People's Health, Chief Medical Officer, to talk about some tips to eat healthy on a tight budget. Doc, tell me about Eating with the Seasons. How do you do that?
Yeah, Eating with the Seasons is great because it provides some variety, but can also save you a little bit of money too. And really all that is, nowadays when you go to the grocery, you can buy pretty much absolutely anything all year round. But in the past, you used to only be able to get whatever was in season. And if you buy the items that are in season, they're likely to be less expensive because they haven't had to travel as far. And then you can actually cycle throughout the year through different fruits and vegetables. It's going to keep your meals more interesting and give you a better variety of nutrients in your diet.
What produce is in season now?
Yeah, so during the summer, we see a ton of apples. We see a lot of berries, in particular strawberries and blueberries, figs and peaches. Peaches can be really great. I grill those a lot, actually. They're fantastic.
Really?
And then vegetables, okra, red peppers, and tomatoes are actually really good right now. And you can actually go online and you can see all the different variety of fruits and vegetables that are in season by the months that they're in season, so it can give you an idea about how to plan that menu.
What about some other ways to save money on groceries?
Yeah, so, the other thing to keep in mind with fruits and vegetables is, don't limit yourself to just fresh options, because frozen and canned produce can actually be a healthy alternative, and they usually cost a lot less than those fresh fruits and vegetables. So, the one thing you do have to be a little careful about, though, when you shop for any canned goods is make sure that they're packed in water or the fruit juice itself, not syrup. You want to make sure they don't have any added sugar in there. And then for the vegetables, you want to make sure that they're labeled as low sodium, because sometimes they will add salt to preserve that vegetable. That can be bad for people with things like high blood pressure. And then, think outside of the grocery stores as well. You can go to farmers markets or little stands on the side of the road. A lot of times they're going to have very fresh food. It may be at a lower price because they need to sell it before it goes bad. Some of those even will accept SNAP benefits.
What about some other tips?
Yeah, so the other thing is, think about how you buy your groceries. Try to stock up when you can. If you've got a little bit of extra money, or if something is on sale on, frozen produce, for example, or things that you can keep for longer that are not going to go bad, things like rice and pasta, high-fiber cereals. Buying those in bulk can be less expensive, and even some meats you can sometimes buy in bulk and actually freeze them. They'll stay good for quite a while like that. And then be real careful not to buy things that are trendy. Some of those advertisements are not all about sales. you may get bombarded by these fad diets or ingredients that claim to solve all your health problems in the world and make you lose weight. But a lot of those can be really expensive, and the benefits may not actually be there. You want to really just focus on kind of a consistent, healthy diet in each of those categories we were talking about, the whole grains, the fruits, vegetables, low-fat dairy, and all those lean proteins, just so that you can really enjoy your meals and be healthy while doing it.
Any final advice, Dr. B?
Yeah, the other thing to remember is, everybody is different. There's really no one-size-fits-all approach to healthy eating. But keep in mind to talk to your doctor about your diet. It's really important, especially if you're on medications or you've got any chronic illnesses, because, again, they may be able to give you some clues into how to help improve your health conditions through your diet and tell you what to avoid as well.
And I'll add, if you can eat something out of a brightly colored bag, every now and then might be okay, but you don't want to make a habit of it.
Yeah, we always say moderation. Doing processed food every once in a while is a little bit of a treat, but if it's every meal, that's not good for you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time, Dr. B, Chief Medical Officer of People's Health. You can visit the People's Health Medicare Center in Metairie at 3017 Vets in Metairie if you want to find out more about People's Health. It's between North Causeway and Trader Joe's. Appointments are recommended. Walk-ins always welcome. You can't miss it. You can also go to the website, peopleshealth.com, or give them a call at 1-800-978-9765, peopleshealth.com. The People's Health Medicare Center, 3017 Vets between Causeway and Trader Joe's, or call 1-800-978-9765. We're going to talk to Jeff Palermo about those LSU Tigers when we come back here on WWL.